The wisest people that I know understand that in order to consistently get high-level results, they need to apply the time, the talents, and the resources of high-achieving, highly aware, highly effective, even masterful people. One of the many advantages of having a highly experienced, masterful person working side by side with you is that it accelerates your learning curve. You learn much more rapidly. You learn the skill sets and the details by somebody doing the work with you. One of the most exciting, impactful, and dynamic aspects of Equanicity Resources is our consulting/mentoring platform. The way we go about delivering consulting and mentoring is really incredibly unusual, if not unique, in the marketplace.
Talk to me a little bit about consulting.
I think what separates Equanicity consulting from other consulting models is essentially this. In the Equanicity model, we provide people who have meaningful experience getting specific results that are critically important to you by putting those people right next to you in the trenches doing the details with you. So let's use an example that you want to negotiate a licensing contract and you're not even sure what intellectual properties you want to license or how you're going to license them or how you're going to package them. It would be really helpful to you if you had access to somebody who was brilliant at licensing agreements, had negotiated multiple licensing agreements over a variety of different types of intellectual properties, including processes or products or manufacturing procedures or whatever it happens to be. What you then want is that person not to just talk to you over the phone from 3,000 miles away or send you emails back and forth a couple times a week, which is what coaches would do. So coaches could coach you through the process, but that's different in my mind than mentoring and the kind of consulting that Equanicity offers. In the Equanicity model, we're talking about putting a bona fide expert with meaningful track records doing the things that you want done. In this example, getting licensing agreements executed so that there's an improvement in profitability. It's about the mentor/consultant moving himself or herself from where they are today, right in the trenches next to you, sitting there and actually helping you put that deal together, helping you craft the contracts, helping you craft the cover letter, helping you put the presentation together, and helping you go actually make the presentation, or maybe even doing parts of the presentation right next to you, in the trenches, getting a specific result. To me, that's the most valuable type of mentoring or consulting there is. This idea that we can talk to somebody 3,000 miles away and they're going to mentor us into doing something doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. To me, mentoring is working with somebody who knows substantially more about the subject matter than you do, has substantially more experience doing it than you do, and they physically go and do that particular project with you. The end result being that you get an actual outcome that you were hoping for, as opposed to just, well, I had the experience of making the presentation, but I didn't get the deal done. That's not what you want. What you want is actual done deals and actual revenue sitting in your coffers. So I think that's a profound difference in the way in which Equanicity approaches the areas of mentoring/consulting.
I think one of the significant considerations when you look at the difference between coaching and consulting is that consulting is more dynamic and flexible. Coaching is pretty specific, maybe as an adjunct to the training. But Equanicity Resources is going to provide you a program where your consulting is dynamic, flexible, and specific to what you want to accomplish. And that is one of the most important things that we have to offer, because our dynamic flexibility, our dynamic consulting and mentoring will be from a left brain and a right brain point of view. Typically, again, when you get into the professional world, left brain consultants consult in left brain manners. They leave the emotion out. They leave the part of the brain out that allows somebody to get into touch with the why they want to make this decision or why they want to accomplish that result. Equanicity Resources will bring to you the right brain and the left brain approach to your consulting problems. Would you agree with that, Bruce?
Yeah, I think you're hitting on something that's very, very important. I mean, when you think about it, the left brain related subject matter is mostly the how to do things. You know, this is how the math works. This is how the business tactics or business strategies will play out. It's really about the how. The right brain issues are really about the why, you know, the WHY. Why am I doing this? Why does this matter to me? Why do I want to go down this particular path versus that particular path? Why do I want to take action versus not taking action? So it's the how and the why, and unless you can merge those elements together, you're going to end up with something really critical being absent. So if the absence is on the left brain how, at the core, you just don't feel right about it. You feel like there's some detail that you're missing. And we've all experienced this, where we're in the throes of making a decision and we just don't feel right about making a decision to take action right now because we feel like we're missing some critical piece of information. We don't know what it is, you know, but we feel like we're missing something. And we feel like the people that are supposedly helping us are leaving something out or don't understand our needs well enough to hit on that issue that really is missing for us, right? On the other hand, you've got people who make brilliant presentations, like in the example I gave earlier, where they all gave a brilliant presentation according to the experts in the room, but to the actual client, there's no real resonant connection to the why. None of the information resonates with them because it just doesn't feel personal enough and they don't really feel connected. It's very difficult for a person to feel really connected to and motivated about a subject like income with respect to decedent. That just isn't a very interesting topic for most people. So if you make a great presentation at the Bar Association meeting and impress a bunch of lawyers with that, that's one thing. But actually getting consumers, business owners and executives and people who are retired or whatever, to take a look at that subject matter and really give it more than a few minutes of attention, I don't think you're going to get anywhere with it. It doesn't excuse the advisors and the clients from having enough information about the subject. There's the how, there's the why, and I kind of look at it as in a whole brain environment, you're bringing the why and the how together to create a whole brain decision rather than making a half brain decision and getting a half brain result. So to summarize the Equanicity Resources version of consulting and mentoring, it's really all about putting highly experienced people in the trenches, working side by side with you to get meaningful, substantial results. It's about improving your probability of success by working with people who have already achieved meaningful levels of success in that type of endeavor. It's going to be dynamic. It's going to be fluid. There's going to be adversity. There's going to be challenges. And there are going to be times where there are going to be personality conflicts and difficulties. And it is in those times of high anxiety that masterful people really shine. Somebody who's masterful knows how to deal with those circumstances and those situations because they've been there before, they've experienced it before, and they know how to resolve them in an elegant and graceful way. It's about working with people who help you to understand the world and the project that you're involved with in a way that is enlightened, where there's a higher level of awareness, a higher sense of confidence and competency in order to get the kinds of results that we're aiming for.